All right, Yahoo Fantasy Baseball Week 8. We're going to take a look at Tucson Toros group, the battle between Grassy Knoll and Otis and the Drunks. Very important matchup for a couple of teams very much in the chase right now. This matchup went to Grassy Knoll 6-4. Knoll is now 41, 35, and 4 on the year, while Otis and the Drunks sits at even 500. 38, 38, and 4 on the season. Knoll ends a 2-week slide, while Otis ends a 2-week winning streak. So a couple teams going opposite directions this week. And Knoll set season highs in homers this week, but also set a season low in strikeouts. Won the category anyway, so a very unique situation there. Otis set a season low in homers and RBI, so the offense really wasn't clicking for Otis this week. Also, only one save in the last 6 weeks for Otis. That's a category that's definitely been tough on Otis so far this season. On offense and pitching, Knoll took 3 out of 5 in both, so it was pretty decisive in favor of Knoll, despite the categories being rather close and the final score being 6-4. Knoll definitely took the advantage on offense and on the mound as well. Stolen bases and wins were really the only close battles, but Otis kept things interesting. Otis took 5 stolen bases from Rajai Davis to pick up stolen base category. Knoll only had 4 stolen bases as a team, so that was a big victory there for Rajai Davis. Knoll had an excellent average this week. 7 players hit 300 or better. That's fantastic. Miguel Cabrera, he is lighting up the scoreboard right now. He had 4 homers for the week, hit 615 average for the week. 7 players for Knoll hit a homer. That's fantastic production. Orlando Cabrera had 3 stolen bases. The rest of the team just won, as we mentioned. Knoll did not win the stolen base category, but three of the 4 stolen bases from one guy. Struggles, though, from Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter, only 1 RBI for the week. He hit 083. And Placido Polanco is hurt. No runs, no RBIs. He hit 417 for the week before he went down, but he could be on the shelf for a little while. Meanwhile, Otis on offense, getting healthy. Just got Curtis Granderson back. Jorge Posada's about to return to the lineup for the Yankees. But definitely a transition week for Otis, missing some of the bats needed to take over some of those offensive categories they lost. Juan Uribe had 2 homers, hit 429. The rest of the team had just 2 homers, so Uribe definitely carrying the banner with the long ball. The rest of the team really not carrying their weight. Dustin Pedroia hit 208. Jason Bartlett hit 067. Those are 2 guys that are definitely counted on to drive in some runs, put some over the wall, and they did not play well this week. In pitching, saves was a cakewalk for Grassy Knoll. 3 closers picked up 5 saves and a win. Total ERA from those 3 guys, 0. So they did not hurt the ERA and whip this week. That's exactly what you want out of your relievers. Cliff Lee picked up a win at 10 Ks. Lee's been off and on, battling some injuries and coming back from that. So definitely a good week from Cliff Lee. Dan Herron struggled this week, though. He is definitely not at his top level right now. Dan Herron had an ERA of 11.37 this week, so the rest of the staff really had to overcome that for Grassy Knoll. John Dakes didn't help the cause. He had an ERA of 10 for the week. Otis had lineup issues. Dontrell Willis was designated for assignment. He is no longer a Tiger. There's actually talks he might be a D-back within a couple of weeks. Josh Beckett and Acevedos for the Yankees, I think I'm saying that way, they're both still hurt, so those guys out, definitely not helping the cause, limits Otis's pitching availability above all else. Mark Burley was thrown out of a game. That was a very highly publicized incident there with the White Sox and umpire Joe West. Burley was tossed in the 3rd inning. He only picked up 1 K. Didn't give up a run, but just 1 K, and when you're only going to get a start once a week from a lot of these guys, if that guy does not come through, that's a good 5 or 6 innings sometimes that you lose out on. And for a guy like Burley, who can usually go deep into games, that's definitely going to hurt. Justin Verlander, he struggled this week, didn't pick up a win. He had an ERA of 6.14. 3 healthy relievers for Otis, picked up no saves. So that saves issue continues to plague Otis as a team. Definitely took the ERA and WHIP categories based on the fact that there were fewer innings pitched. Maybe Burley getting tossed helped Otis take ERA and WHIP. You don't know about that. I can't play the what-if game, really, but definitely with Knoll pitching a full lineup all week long and Otis seeming to pitch down a few men, definitely helped the cause for Otis to pick up those 2 categories. Next week, looking ahead there, Grassy Knoll's now 6th in the standings, has reached the top 6 finally, 7.5 games out of first, taking on 7th place Tucson's Prettiest. This is going to be a very important matchup for these two teams. Prettiest just fell out of the top 6. Knoll just got into top 6. We'll see if things stay the same or if Prettiest can rebound from some recent struggles. Otis is now 9th in the standings. Only 3 games out of the playoffs right now, though, so sitting pretty right now and taking on Greek Thunder. Greek was the league leader last week, slipped back a game this week, but Greek is definitely one of the top teams in the league right now, and it would be a big statement for Otis to pick up a win in that matchup. So we'll see what happens week 9.